I'm Rodey, and my general speech for today is on putt. So it's been called the greatest game ever played. You know, it can be relaxing and stressful at the exact same time. It can be as quiet as a mouse, and in seconds be as loud as a football game. The great game I'm talking about is the complex sport of golf. So it originated in 15th century Scotland. It was kind of based off of a Roman game called Paganica. And basically what Paganica was, it was a bent stick, kind of like a regular wooden stick. And then there's a leather ball, and they pretty much just hit it around. And so then, since then, in theory, it's been based off of that to modernize into a game called golf. And there's about 35,000 courses worldwide. There's over 17,000 just in the U.S. And about 29 million people play in the U.S. alone. A little background, it's precision sport. It's a club and ball sport, which competing players use many kind of types of clubs, so like irons, wedges, and putters, I'll get to, and to kind of get into a series of holes on a course. And so they want to use the fewest number of strokes possible to win or beat the other player they're playing. So basically, you start off on a tee box, you use what they call a driver, which is usually you're going to hit the ball upon us with, and then you use an array of clubs to kind of reach the green. And the green's where the hole is and where the grass is thinnest, so it rolls a lot more smoothly. And once I get on the green is what I'm getting to today, is where you start putting. So basically, I learned from my father, Rodey. He started me around the age of 9. He just asked if I wanted to go out and play golf with him, and having him be my dad, I figured why not. It's a fun thing to do, and we've been doing it ever since. And so one quote I've always remembered that he's taught me a lot of things in golf, is drive for show, putt for dough. And so there's a lot of professional players that, they're the best players because they know how to putt. So there's 3 main factors when you're putting. There's reading the green, there's stance and form, and then there's actual putting. And there's little techniques and a lot of more complex stuff that you can be taught, but I'm just going to kind of stick to the simple aspects of the game. So basically, this is Camilo Villegas. He's reading the putt. He's kind of been known to be called the Spider-Man, and he's trying to get even playing field, I guess, with the green so he can get the best read possible. So basically, if you have a green and it would be tilted, kind of at an angle. So basically, reading greens is all mathematical. So it's slopes and kind of angles and stuff. And so you pick a target line where you think the ball will create kind of like a curve towards the hole. And so what I always do, so if it's slightly tilted, I always kind of base it off cup hole sizes, which is about 4 inches in diameter. And so if it's slightly tilted, I'll usually aim about a cup to the left of the hole, and it should kind of follow a little closer, this kind of curved path into the hole and drop right in. So I have a little video by he's the #1 teacher in professional golf, Hank Haney. It just kind of teaches you how to read greens.
One of the most important parts of putting is obviously starting your golf ball on line when you hit it. And in order to start the ball on line, you have to be able to read the putt correctly, so you know what line you want to start it on. When you read a putt, look at the whole green to start with, and then narrow it down to where your ball is. Imagine if you dumped a big bucket of water on a green, where would the water go? Well, if I did that here, the water would all flow downhill because I'm standing on a hill, and to the left. Well, that's which way my ball is going to go. It's going to be a little faster, and it's going to curve from right to left. And remember this, 80% of all putts are missed on the low side of the hole. So that means you want to play more break than you think. So on this particular putt, I know it's downhill, and it's moving from right to left. I'm going to play that ball out to the right and let the slope bring it around. Read the whole green and then narrow it down to your part. You're going to make more putts.
So yeah, I always kind of wonder how many times it took me to do that. Basically, it's pretty, it's simple, like you said, just kind of think of it as water, or just kind of like a marble or something like that, something that, when you lay it on the ground, you know, like a level, if it roll, it'll tell you which way it's going to roll. So it's not too difficult. I mean, with some of the putts, I have one later with Tiger Woods, it gets pretty difficult with some of the greens that they put in the professional courses. And so next, so basically what they have talking about the Y form is when your club and your arms are going to form what they kind of call a Y. So the bottom of the shaft of the Y, and the two arms of the Y. And so one of the biggest things in golfing, is there's a lot of wrist action, a lot of other shots. When putting, you don't want to break your wrist, because when you break your wrist, kind of show up here, it tilts the club or it tilts the putter head. And when you're putting, there's a lot of little things that can affect the ball and the way it travels. And so you don't want to break your wrist at all. And so when you line up the ball, you kind of want to have it slightly ahead of your center line. So when your center line is basically your center line between your feet. So I always, you pick the center line and you line it probably like have your club in front of your center line, you have the ball right in front of it. This kind of allows it to roll more smoothly when you hit it, because if you have it behind, the club kind of hits at an angle and then the ball kind of bounces and it doesn't move as smoothly on the green. And then grip, it gets kind of complicated with some of the finer details of your grip, but basically all it is you're interlocking your fingers. So your pinky goes in between your left index finger, or vice versa if you're left-handed, and you just grip it around, and your thumb's going to lay on the inside of your palm, around the club like that. So basically it's just interlocking and then you grip the club. It's more secure grip. Some people use baseball grips, so just basically one on top of the other, and it's just kind of comfortability of what you would like. And so then with putting, with a regular golf swing, you use more of like your whole body with it and try to get your hips into it. With putting, you use more of your shoulders and you kind of just keep your lower body still, and you just want to use your upper body and your torso, keeping the Y form, and you just kind of want to putt it. And doing that, it allows you to keep your putter at like an even plane. So just kind of pretend there's two lines in the back of your putter extending out. You want to keep it parallel with those two lines and then follow through. Now that's a big thing too with putting. A lot of people just bring it back really far and then just slightly tap it. You want to bring it back short and follow through more, and now have the ball roll. And like I said again, don't break the wrist, and then you can sink the putt. So I'll attempt to make one here. Hopefully I can actually make one today. So I mean, this really is an ideal green, but basically you just read the putt. Say if it's fairly straight on, you'd read it, 5-foot putt or whatever. You'd read if it's sloped down, sloped right, and then whether or not it's left or right. And then you get in your stance, ball slightly ahead of your center line, your grip, interlocking your fingers. And some people like to take a lot of practice swings. I take a couple, kind of get muscle memory with your swing, so that it's easier to imagine when you're putting. And then you just want to kind of keep it in line, and then you sink the putt. So I have another video of kind of essence of golf and how amazing it is with putting. This is a video of Tiger Woods.
Well, we're back at the 17th, and what a scene it is. Galleries surrounding.
It's one of his most iconic shots. This is 17th hole at TPC Sawgrass. And just kind of tells how it can get so quiet and just so loud in a matter of seconds. So you can kind of see it. There's a hill in the putt. It shifts it left, and then at the end it shifts it to the right.
Better than most.
This is one of the hardest greens in all of golf. And he sinks a 60-foot putt to win the. Well, to put him into the. I think they tied with that one to allow him to win. So basically, in conclusion, just putting is one of the most, I guess, versatile aspects of golf, and you really want to use it to your advantage. And golf's a really fun sport, so I mean, a lot of you will probably play it, with your businesses or a couple buddies. I always golf in the summer all the time, and just when you're putting, it's a lot easier to be your friend in golf, and it makes it a lot more fun. And it applies to mini golf if you want to do that too. Those are my resources.